All right, I'm not doing a little intro today like usual. That's really bright. I just got a notification from FedEx that my package was delivered. That's cool. Except it had the wrong address. And it's funny. Luckily, it's in this area. It looks like it's an apartment complex or something like that. So I should just be able to go get it. But it says delivered to this address. And then my address is right below it. I'm like, how do you mess that up? That's ridiculous. That's the most random start to a saltwater Sunday. And yep, just going to get my package because it has live critters in there. Yep, here we go. That's where I need to go, but they're also doing construction. They're replacing the roof. So now I have to go move my car to the other side just to figure out if they have my package. Good day. All right, I got it. It's so crazy. I don't understand how that happens. The addresses are not that similar at all. So this is just like, what up? Okay, made it home, got the package. Like I said before, I don't understand how the address got mixed up unless you just, oh yeah, it's all the same. Not the same at all. They started with the same two numbers. That's it. Let's talk about this. This is a package from Indo-Pacific Sea Farms. They are based in Hawaii. People might have heard of them, maybe not, whatever. I actually, when I first started, I had a 10-gallon tank and I used them because they seem to have a really good starter kind of deal. Now, for this one, I did not do that. And I decided I probably need to go back to the basics and just build the foundation of a reef. And that's why I went with them again. So I went with their mix and match thing. They have this thing where you can pick like 9 things and it's $100. Hold on, let me just open it up and then I'll go over what all I got, okay? Alrighty, okay, we're doing great. We're doing great. Yep, I can open crackers. Hey look, it got a card, ooh, cool. So, insulated box, double black bagged it. Jingle's thirsty. A little wet, a little wet. Somebody is leaking. I hope everything is alive, but this box is filled with water. That's fantastic. I didn't want to go like too crazy with the stuff that I was getting in their mix and match thing, so I just got empty shells for hermit crabs. There you go. Moving on, we got, I believe this is the live sand activator. Nope, Wonder Mud. Says right there. So they have two different things. They have this thing called Live Sand Activator, and then they have Wonder Mud. So they're all open air down there because they're in Hawaii and it's like perfect freaking weather. They're right next to the ocean and they just let in fresh salt water every day, and it mixes in with all the sediment and everything, and then they sell Wonder Mud. This is like the best thing to do if you're starting a tank, like freshly starting a tank, instead of kind of how I'm doing it. That way you can mix everything with your sand bed or just set up everything in the refugium so you keep it out of the display tank. Up to you guys, whatever. This is amphipods in here. I don't know if you can see any of them. See any of those things swimming around? Okay, so they have this, this is basically just bacteria. Again, if you're starting a tank, this would be like the best way to go, but all this is bacteria that reduces nitrite. I don't know what is leaking. There's something that's leaked in this bag. Oh, look, a freebie. They gave me something, coral of some sort. Cool, so they gave me a free coral. No idea what it is. I think this is like a heat pack, which then got wet. This is the Live Sand Activator. So it's basically the same thing, same concept as the Wonder Mud. Some rubble, some sand. All right. Okay, so I got a few different kind of snails. Oh, the hermits, yeah. This is like the main reason why I wanted to go with them again, because they have these tiny snails. I mean, they're tiny, and they call them, on their website anyway, they have like special names for everything, but they call them Strombus grazers, and they stay not even half an inch big, and they actually reproduce in your tank, which is pretty cool. So it's like never-ending supply of little tiny snails, but they can get in between all the rocks and all that stuff. I'm gonna throw some in the back now that I have the refugium back there. I have started to notice a little bit of algae growing on the glass, so I'm gonna throw some of those back there just so they can keep the glass clean mainly. Oh yeah, and then I got nerite snails, the black ones. They're supposed to be really good for glass, so that's why I got them for the display tank. And then I also got what they call micro hermits. They're little hermit crabs like that big. I've never had those before from Indo-Pacific Sea Farm. And then I just got some more Chaeto. My picks for me, since my tank is already established and all that stuff, it's a lot different than what other people would normally get. But they also have these little mini sea stars that just live in the sand bed. They're really cool. They usually have those mixed in with the live sand or the Wonder Mud. So I might have a few. Don't know. I know this is a big like controversial topic for reefers and all that stuff is worms, mainly bristle worms. Now there are many different kind of bristle worms. Indo-Pacific Sea Farms is one of those places that highly recommends bristle worms. They say that they're one of the best cleanup crew that you could have. They did have that as an option. I decided not to get them. Now I would get them. The only reason why I did not get them is because I still have that bumblebee shrimp. It's very small. Bristle worms can get quite large, and I just didn't want to run the risk of them actually eating the bumblebee shrimp. So that's the only reason I didn't go for them. I see the benefits of having bristle worms as long as you get the right kind. That's the key. Yeah, that's that. I'm gonna figure out what to do with all this stuff and start getting everything in the tank. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this in the last video, which was like the update video. When I first started this tank, I had no idea what the light should be at, so I left everything at 100%. That's changed a lot, okay? The reds are at 0. Blues and whites, I think, are close to 30%. That's what it's at now. Major, major difference. Freebie, pods. I guess I'll float this as well. They got some snails in there. This too, whatever. Whatever. These are the snails. Apparently the camera shut off, so yep, got everything in there. The water got a little cloudy because I mixed in the live sand and the Wonder Mud. It's just now getting to where it's clearing up a little bit. I wasn't 100% sold on getting hermit crabs, but I wanted to get some, okay? Just a few, and I think there was like 6 that I picked out. But since I got the Wonder Mud and the live sand activator, they had hermit crabs in them. Cool. I also said that I was staying away from the bristle worms. There's bristle worms. They are apparently in the Wonder Mud and all that stuff. I got more snails than I thought. There's just a lot happening in here. So their website in general, it's kind of vague as far as like hermit crabs, stuff like that, and like what kind they actually have. They just call them micro hermits. Okay, well, they are actually dwarf zebra hermit crabs. That's what they are. I know a lot of people are kind of iffy about having hermit crabs in their tank if they have snails because, you know, hermit crabs kill snails for the shells, all that stuff, so I don't really know. I've never really, I think I used to have some, but I also didn't really have that many snails before. So this is gonna be interesting because all the snails that they gave that are like just a ton of snails, they have the exact same size shell as the hermit crabs right now. So they could very well kill some snails for some shells. Yeah, other than that, I got the amphipods in there. I put some in the back in the refugium, put the Chaeto back there, and I put some amphipods in the front. Now the little tiny snails, the Strombus snails, I put them all in the display tank, but I am gonna take some out and put them in the refugium as well at some point. I don't know when. Yeah, and then they gave me that coral. No idea what it is. If anybody knows, I guess let me know. They didn't write it down on anything at all. They just said freebie. Cool. Yeah, I guess that's it. This was an interesting, kind of challenging day trying to track down the package and get it all here before everything died and all that stuff. Not really that big of a deal. I'm sure everything would have been fine. I really want to start getting coral. I'm going to start focusing on zoas and stuff like that and just try to get some color into the tank itself. Just kind of blech. And it's even more blech right now. Hopefully next time I'll be able to do my little intro and all that stuff. Got kind of thrown off this time. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave me a thumbs up. If not, leave me a thumbs down. I don't care. Be on the lookout for the next one. Planning on having one next week as well, and then after that maybe going to 1 video a month just as like a general update, or if we add stuff or coral, whatever it may be, once a month. I think that's a good range of videos for me and dealing with this tank. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next one.